Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my go-to items to sell to make Gil in patch 6.5, all the way leading up to Dawn Trail of 7.0. So before we continue in this video, if you guys want early access to any guild making guides or any tips that don't require a video, consider becoming a YouTube member or Patreon supporter of mine for just $1 a month. If you become a YouTube member, you get early access as well as emotes and of course a badge next to your name and recognition at the end of my videos for the support. If you become a Patreon supporter, you get everything except the badge and the emotes. The link for my Patreon is in the description down below, and the join button on my channel is for the YouTube memberships. Alright, now back to the video. Now, the majority of these items have appeared in other guild videos, but I wanted to make a specific guild video catering to those items alone. Now, as a disclaimer, make sure you check your market board before selling anything. This way you guys don't waste time and effort selling something that just doesn't want to sell. Remember, the more people on your server, the more likely that they will. The less populated ones might not sell as much. Alright, so number one, which is probably the lowest, is going to be titanium ore. Because these ores are hidden, which means that you're going to have to go to a couple of nodes to get them, or you can trigger themselves by using a special ability. These are used in the quest in Heavensward. Also, a lot of the recipes require titanium in Heavensward, and mostly they are used in submarine part making. So they are the lowest on my server, but I have made about 1,000,000 gil within the past 2 weeks just selling titanium ore, and I found out that these sold faster than anything else on my list. The other thing is going to be the Mythrite ore. Again, same concept. There's a lot of recipes that these are made from, but they're also used in airship and submarine making. Same with the titanium ore, they are hidden, so you're going to have to go through a couple of nodes to find them, or you can use that special ability to unearth them. And that ability is going to be called Luck of the Mountaineer, or Luck of the Pioneer if you're using a botanist. But that is going to be Mythrite and titanium ore. I also did dark steel ore for a bit, but I found out that they weren't going as fast as titanium or Mythrite. But I figured I'd show you guys anyway. So these are the more expensive ones, and again they are used in submarine part making as well as the ingots, but mostly the nuggets. These ores can be gotten with the guarding system in your free company house. Mine's right down there. I think the void drakes are for A Realm Reborn, and the Ulthic lavender is for Heavensward. They take about 24 hours to grow, and you can get them through your Grand Company. Now going to my retainer here, this one has all of the sales from the titanium, Mythrite, and dark steel ores. So I made a little bit over 1,000,000 gil just off of this. So this is going back from the 6th of December to the 19th, which was a couple days ago. So I kind of gave up on the Mythrite and dark steel and just focused on the titanium. Obviously, the prices will fluctuate. Next is the also needed Materia. In this case, it's going to be control Materia. Okay, so this is going to be grade 9 and 10. Now, grade 9 is going to be more used in the next expansion as filler for some of the later slots in your melding gear. For grade 10, these will lose effect after the expansion is over, since they can't be overmelded past the first slot. And if we get grade 11 and 12, 12 will take over grade 10. Alright, so grade 9 is going to be around 5,000 on my server. I will show you guys what I use to craft to get these. And as you can see, my server, they are buying them like hotcakes. So today's the 21st, so they've been selling early in the morning to mid-afternoon. And as for grade 10, these are around 7,000 for each materia. Don't sell as fast as grade 9, but again, take advantage of these before the Dawn Trail expansion comes out. So this is the retainer that had all my materia. So I have sold grade 9, grade 10. As you can see, they do fluctuate. I probably would go with stacks of 5 and 10. Okay? That works with me. But this is my sales history for all my materia. This goes back from the 13th to the 19th. I could go back even further. Unfortunately, it only goes down to a certain time period. So that's everything that I have sold so far with materia. Now, with materia, the best way to do this is going to be with scripts. There's another way with Island Sanctuary, which I will show you later. For Culinarian, I go with the rarefied Sukan Barvara for purple, the rarefied Giant Papoda Pancakes for white, but I also use the Haddock Dip for white as well. So all you have to do is make the oils. And the gray mullets are pretty easy to get, and they're pretty cheap on the market board too. The other one is going to be Alchemist, and this is going to be for the rarefied draft. If you guys want to go even further back, this is an old method that I used to do. Go back to Stormblood and do the rarefied Raceways. This is going to be for gathering only. The problem is with the draft, you need these monster drops, which is the sap. You can get them through your retainer, or you can get them through the bicolored gemstones. The syrup from Stormblood requires the cubish flesh, which also comes from your retainers or from the bicolored gemstones, and the rest are gatherable. The good thing about doing with Stormblood, you can do a two button rotation to get this 100%. And if you're doing the draft from Endwalker, it takes about 2 per minute, and then 1 purple per minute. And this is the macros that I use for white and purple. You can find these in my compendium video for my macros, which I'll make sure to link down below. So last but not least is going to be my favorite Earthbreak Aethersand. Now these Aethersands are used in all of the current endgame recipes, and they start from the 0.3 patch, and then they'll extend to the 7.0. And then in Dawn Trail, when it gets to 7.3, we get a new sand that will be all the way to the next expansion after that. So right now they're going for 3,000 gil on my server, only because somebody bought all the ones that were below 1,000. Now the best way to sell these is in stacks of 99, because the most likely the people who are buying these are the bots and people who do nothing but craft endgame recipes. Now, if we look at what they're used for, they're used in the current battle gear, which is the 640, which can be augmented. They're also used for the Zoisite and the Alchemist for the crafters, for the indicator set, which is right here. They're used for the Alkahest grade 8, also the tinctures of grade 8, and also the current 4-star food. So as you can see, they are very, very lucrative when it comes to crafting a bunch of stuff. And also the endgame food as well for crafters. So the best way to get that obviously is going to differ by the person's perspective. Botanist and Miner will give you the most, but in between these nodes, you're going to be using your Fisher. Okay, so in the Gatherer log, you're going to be looking for Earthen Quartz for Miner. This is going to be on the moon at 12 to 4 a.m. And then the Sephora route for Botanist will be here in 8 to 12 a.m. which is 8 a.m. right about now. So we're going to head over to the Labyrinthos, which is right about here. And Earthen Quartz are right here. So we're going to head over to Labyrinthos, and I'll show you guys my rotation. You are going to need the relic tool from Endwalker. You don't need it completed. You just need it to where you get the special ability that will give you the extra 20% on Collector's Intuition, which I'll explain it when we get to that node. So you just need, I think it is the first 2 steps. After you get to the second step, that will give you the special ability, if my memory serves correctly. So you don't have to go too far into it to get that. Alright, so see you guys in Labyrinthos. Alright, so here we are in Labyrinthos. These are ephemeral nodes, which means they're only up for 4 hours a piece until they come back around. So you're going to want at least 900 GP for this optimally, but at least 600 to get at least 2 per gathering attempt. by default. If you can get this thing to trigger twice, you can get 4 max, or at least once to get 3 max. But this is as high as it will go, and it saves you a gathering attempt when using Meticulous Appraisal. So what you're going to do is you're going to do Scrutiny, Collector's Focus. This jacks up to 100% procs. This means this will jack up to 500. Then you can do that twice. This gives you 1,000 of 1,000 collectability, which guarantees you sands. Anything below that will give you at least 1, but that's going to be a little bit of RNG. So this triggered, so we got our gathering attempt saved. So go ahead and collect until you have 1 left. And then you'll do Ageless Words or the minor equivalent. And if Wise to the World procs or the Eureka Moment, you get an extra gathering attempt. That's a 50-50 chance of that happening, by the way. So the max of Scour is 200, and Meticulous is 150, and this is between 100 and 300 at the max. For Intuition, if you do not have the Relic tool, is 40 max, which with the Collector's Focus brings up to 70. So you have a 30% chance of not getting this to proc on you, or trigger. Now, after you're done, obviously you're going to use your cordial, high ones because they'll give you 400, and then you'll wait for 600 to do the next rotation. Once you're done with that, you go ahead and Ethereal Reduct, which is gotten in Heaven's Ward. So you should have this by now. So you will get 4 or 3, and if you get a bonus, it can go up to at least 8. And you also will get your crystals and clusters. So there's 2. So yeah, 2 is the lowest, and 4 is the highest by itself. And there's a bonus. So you get double the sands, double the crystals, and double the clusters. Now let me show you guys the 600 GP rotation. So it's basically the same thing, except this time you're not going to be using Ageless Words. Alright, so we've got a Meticulous trigger, so we saved our gathering attempt. And now I'm going to show you guys what to do when you have no GP and your cordials are on cooldown. This is going to be based on RNG, so hopefully we get lucky. So you're going to do 2 scours. Hopefully you hear that noise. If this triggers when you do scour the first time, you're going to do Meticulous instead. It's the same collectability. And then you're going to gather. Simple as that. Alright, then you repeat the same process, go to the next node until the 4 hours is up. So we'll do this one more time, and then we'll reduct everything that we just got. Nice, that's what we're looking for. So either you can go with the Meticulous again, hopefully we get this thing to proc on us, so it gives you 1,000 of 1,000, or go for this one. Honestly, I would go with Meticulous because you can save a gathering attempt. We did get it, which is good, and we get our 1,000 of 1,000. So that's the RNG way, without GP. Because you can still get 1, even if you don't get 1,000 of 1,000. And go ahead and reduct. So Sephora Root, like I said, gives you a fire, there's a bonus, and the Earthen Quartz gives you, obviously, earth crystals. So if you're low on fire, this is the best way to get them. And there's one at 650, so you do get them as low as 650. Okay, so that's how you guys get your Earthbreak Aethersand with Botanist and or Miner. So now we're going to go to the Bronze Lake, and I'll show you guys how to do them with Fisher. Alright, so here we are underneath the Camp Runs Lake. Make sure you have your collector's glove on. I caught so many of these fish and I forgot to turn it on, and I lost a lot of sands. Now this is going to be, unfortunately, a bit of RNG because you can't control the situation. So you're looking for small, fast fish. Those are going to be these little guppies that you're going to be finding. Make sure you use Nature's Bounty so you guys can catch them large, which is going to be how you get the sand a little bit faster. Sometimes the fish will be behind another fish, so the Nature's Bounty might be used on a fish that you don't want. So there's right there, that little small one. That's what you're looking for. And as you can see, I just dodged a bullet by missing the one below it. So if you catch, I believe, 4 in the same gathering attempt, the other fish that will spawn will be the big large ones. It's going to be like a medium size speed, and if you don't catch it by the time the bar fills up, you will unfortunately waste it. There's the other one. So you want the collectability to be around 32 or 3.2 or 30 and above. It will almost guarantee your sands. And then you go to the next one. Alright, see, this will give you 2 by the lowest. And it also give you ice crystals. And there's the other 2. So if you go into the Fisher log, these here, these are the ones you're going to be looking for when you catch 4 of them. So you get a Fisher's Intuition. These will give you water clusters and crystals if you catch these. And once you catch them, the intuition falls off until you get to the next one. But that's how you guys get the Earthbreak Aethersand with your Fisher. Alright, so let's look at the sales for my Earthbreak Aethersand. So this is from the 11th of December all the way up to the 18th. I sold stacks of 99, and then I sold whatever was left over, and of course they sold too. But try to stick to 99. So the grand total of each category was 1,014,604 for the ores, 1,092,024 for the sands, and 1,283,326 for the materia. Obviously the materia sold more than the other two, but we have a grand total of over 3 million gills sold, and this was within a week's time of making this. So that's not bad in my opinion. Now the alternative way of getting your materia is through Unsanctuary, unlocks after doing the main story quest of 6.0 in Endwalker. So it's going to take you some time to set all this up, so this might take you a couple of weeks, or maybe a month or 2 to get all set and ready to go. So you'll be using your currency called calories to get your materia. Grade 9 and grade 10 is 750 and 1500 respectively. And for the island calories, which is the green currency, is 1750 and 3500 respectively for grade 9 and 10, because the green materials can be gotten whenever you like, but the blue ones are time gated. So the green is 3 per material. The rare materials, which is gotten through granaries or kind of like retainers, are 25 blue calories. This is once per day. Produce grows every 2 days. They range from 4 to 6 blue calories, depending on the rarity. And the leavings, which is from the animals, which is once per day, gives you 12. Obviously, you'll have a surplus of material, so you guys can afford to export some of these to get some calories faster. To get blue calories, you're going to be using your workshop mammoths. The Overseas Casual Discord will help you maximize your yield if you're at max rank. This mammoth here is for the granaries, which will give you materials based on the zone that you choose. And if you do all 7 days, they cost 350 per week. And that's both granaries together, so that's 700 altogether. So those will give you your materials and your rare materials as well. Over here is going to be your crops and your pasture. The mammoths can automate this for you as well, but it's going to cost you 100 per day for the whole process. And the pasture, same thing, but they cost 200 calories per day for their services. So basically your island sanctuary is going to be automated for you, but it's going to come at a cost. In the challenge log under others, you get 2,000 each week by gathering 100 materials either through granaries or yourself, and then of course shipping out 20 handicrafts, and this is going to be once per week. Every Tuesday it resets. So you get 2,000 by default by doing these. Okay? But that is how you guys get these passively through On Sanctuary. And this is where I got most of my materia for melding and of course selling, if you guys don't want to do scripts. So that's going to conclude how to get Earthbreak, Aethersand, and Materia. If you're looking for the titanium and Mythrite ore nodes, the Mythrite is going to be in Corton Western Highlands, right about here. And titanium will be in the Four Lands, which is going to be right here. So if you're stuck in Heaven's Ward, this is where you guys can get a lot of your gil from, is from titanium ore. Okay? So guys, that is pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and join the First Brood. If you guys want to join my Discord server, the link is in the description down below. And if you guys want to support my channel monetarily, like I said, I have YouTube memberships available, and a link to my Patreon in the description down below. So until next time, make sure to walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. And always remember, keep forging ahead. Good luck.